So, yesterday we talked about how relying on other dancers for the steps can keep you feeling a lack of confidence in your dancing. Today is mistake number two, which is comparing yourself and your dance ability to other dancers around you. Okay, comparing yourself and your dance ability, the way you dance, to the other dancers around you or that you see live on Facebook or wherever. Okay. That means you might be comparing your technique to other dancers, which might make you feel like they have better technique than you. Or you might be comparing your knowledge of the choreography or your learning and or your memorization ability or the amount of experience that you have versus what they have, and so on. What happens when we compare ourselves and our dancing to other dancers is that we always feel inadequate or not good enough, which just bring us down and also bring down our confidence level. And remember that, like we talked about yesterday, our confidence is linked to how well we believe that we can dance. Hi, Dee. Thanks for being here. And if you're here, definitely say hi. And if you have any questions, please let me know. But yeah, if confidence is how best we feel we can do something that we can, what kind of dance we can do. And so that means that this will make it harder for you to learn, harder for you to kind of let go and go with the flow with the music, harder for you to trust yourself and your body. And we need that self-trust when we dance. So when you compare yourself to other dancers, you're constantly focusing on what you believe you don't or can't do well. When your attention is set on the negative, you're unable to notice the positive, right? All the things that you can actually and objectively do well, but you can't see them because you're focusing so much on what you can't do. So when you compare yourself to other people, you can't notice all those wonderful things, all the wonderful things about you and about your dancing. But as always, I'm here with good news. We have the power to choose what to focus on. We have the power to choose what to focus on. But we actively have to do it, at least at first, until it becomes our habit. And yeah, D, absolutely. This is true for so many things and so many different aspects of our lives, and also for dancing, right? We can choose what to focus on. And if we look at this from a survival standpoint, our brain is wired to focus on the negative, to actually protect us, right? It's designed to prevent us from making mistakes, something that can be very dangerous for us if we've gone through this before. So if something goes badly, we focus on it so that it doesn't repeat, right? The trick is to recognize when our brain is protecting us and when it's preventing us from doing the things we love that are good for us, that we can learn and grow from. And our brain usually works in accordance with our belief system, right? So when we have low confidence and low self-esteem, it will be a lot easier for us to focus on what's not going well for us rather than what is. But if we're aware, and this is awareness that we keep talking about, awareness is so important because if we're aware that this is happening, there are things that we can do to change it. So, number one, we can examine our belief system. Okay, what do we believe about our dance ability? And whatever comes up is okay. And then ask yourself, is there evidence to support this belief? And spoiler alert, usually the answer is no. Okay. And if you can't figure it out on your own, then ask a friend who is maybe more objective than you are. Okay. But always pay attention to what your belief system is. What do you believe about your dancing? And is it the actual truth? Another thing that you can do is write down 5 things that you like about your dancing. And actually do this. Actively write those down. Don't just think about them. Things that you do well. And then post it somewhere you walk by a lot, like your fridge or on your mirror or wherever it is that you can see it, and keep seeing it over and over as a reminder to yourself that there are at least 5 wonderful things about your dancing. Another thing to do is to notice when this comparison kind of creeps up. When you hear your internal voice saying, you can't do this as well as this person. Immediately, as soon as you notice it, think of one good thing about your dancing at that very moment. And you can always find one, at least one good thing. What went well for you right now, today, in this dance hall, in this session? What went well? Okay, so as soon as you notice this happening, come up with one thing just to kind of counteract that at the moment. Another thing to do, number 4, would be shifting our focus to, so like we said, we tend to focus on the negative. So shifting our focus to the positive is actually a learned skill and something that needs practice. Okay, so a really good way to practice positive thinking regularly is to keep a gratitude journal. Good place is by your bed, and really write things down. I like the number 5. Write 5 things that you're grateful for, either per day or even once a week, whenever you can, and try to make this a habit. It can be anything in your life. It doesn't have to be about dancing. Okay, anything at all that you're grateful for. And it can be something really small. It can be something really big. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As long as this is something that you're grateful for. It can be that the sun is shining. It can be your cup of coffee. It can be your children. So anything at all, okay? Because again, this is practice. So when we come to think about our dancing, this kind of skill will already be part of us. So it will be easier for us to find that positive. Comparing ourselves to other people is natural, okay? We all do it, and it can give us all sorts of information about ourselves, but we have to understand that this information is almost always discouraging, okay? So a good way to encourage ourselves is to compare ourselves to ourselves, So the 5th thing that we can do is notice our own progress. Okay, notice the difference between when we started dancing and today. And it doesn't matter if you started dancing yesterday, you're already better than you were before you even started, right? How our dancing has changed over the years, how much we grew and improved, and so on. So really try to see how well you've done, how much you've come. So mistake number 2 that dancers make, and that negatively impacts their confidence level, is comparing themselves to other dancers. Okay, so here's something to think about today. Let me know if you have any questions.